to Lombardi Sweep in a must-win week for the Green Bay Packers, essentially. Not really, but essentially. We can go over Packers playoff scenarios in a little bit if you would like. FlurrySports.org, we have all the Packers playoff scenarios, odds, chances, all of the above, but it is Bears week once again. It, like we said 2 weeks ago when we talked about this, takes a little bit of the steam out of it when they are so close together. It just feels like it just happened. It feels like the first one didn't matter or this one doesn't matter. Schedule needs to get a little bit better, but regardless, this is a big game. Obviously, Bears currently hold the number 2 seed in the NFC. They hold the top spot in the NFC North, which means absolutely nothing because the Packers are the 7th seed. Again, means absolutely nothing. Packers win, they jump up. If the Bears lose, obviously, they go all the way back down. This division's fully up for grabs to the point that the Detroit Lions could still win the division as well, depending on how much these two teams struggle down the stretch. But I suppose we should talk about the game in Denver first. I mean, the biggest thing about that game is the Packers. I mean, you guys talked about it last week. I wasn't here. Biggest goal for the Packers coming out of that game would be to be healthy, right?
And a game
yeah, because a win in Denver does nothing, and a loss in Denver essentially does nothing because we play the Bears right away again, and that's what's most important. Packers lose, not that big of a deal. The way they lose was a big deal, I would say. And then the injuries are catastrophic. So where should we start? Where would we like to start?
Well, the season's over. I mean, you lose top 5 player in football, you're immediately out of Super Bowl contention. There's no point in even playing anymore. They should just roll backups out there the rest of the season before anything else catastrophic happens. But like and I've been in favor. I've been on the side of the Packers have a great defense. And everyone, Packers defense played well all year. In fact, that defense looked like horseshit, giving up Bo Nix's best game of his career in passing. Right? We said that Broncos could run the ball in this game, but Bo Nix went up and down. I mean, Bo Nix looked like Drew Brees in that game, better than he looked like Roethlisberger, whatever you want to say, in that game, which was very not, I guess, ideal, not a fun thing to watch as a Packer fan. As a whole, if I'm taking a step back and just thinking about this as a game, very fun game to watch. We all predicted low scores. This ended up being a high scoring game. Offense came out and played well right away. But I think, how do you even talk about this game without mentioning, Micah Parsons going down, Josh Jacobs not going to be healthy the rest of the whole season. Quay Walker, whatever you want to say about him, hurt. Evan Williams gets hurt that nobody even knew about because it happened on the same exact play as Micah Parsons. And then Christian Watson, whatever that means, it just, it just sucks. Like it was horrible. And then now if we want to bring it one step further, we have Micah Parsons for 4 years. He's going to be out for 9 months of that 4 years. Not saying that it's a horrible thing for the franchise, but I mean you're not getting him till you're not getting healthy full go Micah Parsons till late November next year.
Probably. Who knows? To be honest, he's a freak as well. So could he be ready for week 1? Sure. My guess is he's not. But November, probably not. Who knows? He'll be brought along slowly whenever he does.
That's
come
what
back,
I mean.
Right?
Like when is he 100% Micah Parsons that we know? When is that going to be?
Yeah, I mean that's completely fair. I'll do just to balance this out. I'll do silver lining with Micah. Right. I mean, this season's fucking sucks, but with Micah in general, could be a blessing in disguise. We know how bad of his back is right now, so I mean. He has 9 months to be on the shelf. Like, yes, he's got rehab and stuff, but it's like, okay, get your back taken care of, get your knee taken care of, and let's be good to go next year. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise because of that, because if not, it's go. And we're dealing with a back issue then next year, that which would have sucked. So maybe he gets to speed that process up, which would be fantastic for him. He's still super young, way younger than I think most people realize.
And I'll go even a step further to the silver lining. What was our bye week? Week 4? Week 5?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. No matter how good you say, even if everybody is healthy, unless you are the Tom Brady Patriots, you're not winning the Super Bowl in week 5. You're just not. There are too many weeks now in the NFL season. So you look at it, okay, let's say worst case scenario, the Packers, let's say lose out, right? Or lose 2 of the next 3. Now you have next year, you're going to get the guys back eventually, not the whole season, or you're going to get them back. The Lions are probably going to pass you, so you're going to get the third schedule in the NFC North, and your bye week cannot possibly be any worse than week 5. I don't even think that's possible. So you're looking at making a Super Bowl run this year without Kraft, without Wyatt, pretty much already out the window. I'm not saying this team can win or will win the Super Bowl next year, but the odds got to be higher than it was going to be this year. To your point, Micah Parsons, back injury, Devontae Wyatt, week 5 bye. Like, the cards were stacked against them from the jump, and they still have some physical games left, right? Bears, Vikings, and the Ravens. And the Ravens might have something to play for. That's going to be a nasty game. So it's just kind of, I think there's definitely a silver lining. It could end up being better this way long term.
Oh, Ravens will for sure have something to play for at that point. Pretty much their entire season comes down to week 18 versus the Steelers, unless something crazy happens this week. But yeah, it feels like, we talked about it, the Packers pushed all their chips into the middle of the table to go this year. We were of the opinion of the minority, even just amongst NFL fans, I feel like, where I don't know if any of us thought they were contenders. I know I certainly didn't. Luca, I think, was more positive than Trevor and I was. But regardless, it's like, Luke, you and I on the Flurry Sports podcast talked about bye weeks in terms of Super Bowl chances. Like, it's just very, very tough to do. If the Packers were going to have a chance, they needed to have that first round bye, which seemed less and less likely the more the Ravens or the Rams and the Seahawks continue to dominate over there in the West. So, yeah, there's a chance, things are set up potentially better next season for the Packers to make a run. And that doesn't necessarily need to be a one and done type of all in situation, but we know the holes on the Packers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which have been the same holes for years, by the way. How do we address them? We now don't have a first round pick, and we have not a ton of cap space, I think.
Packers are playing the Bucks strategy right now, right? Where just a horrible catastrophic injury just absolutely fucks them, and you have no picks and nothing to make it up, and your holes get bigger and your weaknesses get bigger and your strengths don't get any better with things going down. But right, I hate to be negative, be so negative, but you have Micah Parsons go down. Like, I would say, right, Micah Parsons, Tucker Kraft, Devontae Wyatt, even Elton Jenkins. He hasn't played as well as we know Elton Jenkins has played this year, but that's 4 probably top 10 players on this team that are now out for the year, and we're expecting this team to come in and beat the Bears, which I do think is possible. But
for sure,
to play the game, say that they get to the playoffs and they go to maybe even they go to Chicago with the 2 seed, or they go, to Seattle, whatever it ends up. It's going to be really tough because you're going to be playing on the road now. Like, you're not going to host playoff games because I think the Packers go 1-2 probably the rest of the way. Like, that Vikings game just feels like such a loss, man, without 4 top 10 players.
I completely agree, and I'm not going to jump off the doom and gloom train with the Packers here, but I will foreshadow and say the Packers will beat the Bears this weekend.
Yeah.
Bears fucking suck.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. We'll get into that, I'm sure, but like, what's the one thing that the Bears fans always fucking do? If their team starts slow, they start booing so fucking early. And like, they're calling for blood this game. They want blood probably the most since the Rodgers to Cobb and the NFC championship game. Like, this is their moment. If the Packers strike first and they're slow to wake up, they're going to be booing the shit out of the team. The vibes are going to be low, and good luck. Good luck.
I'm not sure if there's going to be anybody at the game, because I heard today that they're looking in Indiana for stadiums where the Bears can move to.
Nice.
The Chicago Bears. If you're going to move to Indiana, good luck, brother. Go ahead. I've said my entire life, or entire life on the internet, maybe the past few years, that drive through northern Indiana where they are supposedly looking right now is the worst place on the planet. It is disgusting. It's the worst. And I think it's a perfect spot for the Bears. So I hope they do move there. Move to be the Gary Bears. Why not? That would be fantastic.
Well, here's the thing about it too. Like, the ticket prices for the game on Saturday are so fucking high. You're pricing out the best fans there. That's the problem nobody's talking about. If you can
That's
afford to
true.
go to the game, you're probably not a diehard Bears fan.
That is true. But yeah, with the Packers, we'll talk more about it, I am sure. But I just want to read off some of the free agents we have since we might as well start looking towards the future. Again, no first round pick, and we have a number of holes to fill. I mean, the big reason why Bo Nix looked so good is the same reason why the entire year it's like Packers added Micah Parsons to cover up for a terrible secondary, right? So cornerback is still a major issue. And whenever the Packers face a good offensive line, that's going to be the situation. Potentially same thing versus Chicago on Saturday. But free agents now, unrestricted. We got Quay Walker, who they will pay big money to. He is like the prototypical Packers are going to pay him. I don't think he deserves it. Devontae Wyatt is an unrestricted free agent. That is a major loss after just trading away Kenny Clark and not having a replacement really for either. John Fitzpatrick, which I can only assume Gutekunst will call the cornerstone of our franchise.
Yeah, he's going to be a captain next year.
For sure. Malik Willis, which obviously he's not going to come back. I'm super interested to see that. Sean Ryan, who's been a starter all year long. He's gone. Probably, I would assume. Zane Anderson, Nick Neiman, Romeo Dobbs is an unrestricted free agent, which is a very big deal, even though people gave him zero respect. And then we got restricted free agents of Bo Melton, Emmanuel Wilson, Darian Kennard, Kingsley Enagbare is also an unrestricted. He's gone for sure. Rasheed Walker is unrestricted. We'll see what happens there. So big, like not huge names in terms of the free agent market, but all pretty solid players and very important players to the Packers, unfortunately. So they're going to have to replace it with not a ton of cap room, with not great draft picks. So if we can, I don't want to tank. If we drop a couple games, though, and maybe move up the draft board a little bit in the second round, that's not the worst thing, I would say, because you can get some good players early second round.
Mm-hmm.
And, Packers are going to need it. They need a minimum 3 starting offensive linemen, 2. Then you got the defensive line. You got the interior defensive line. You're probably going to need another edge rusher with Micah not starting the year, with Enagbare possibly being gone. We need 3 cornerbacks, so go ahead and pick whichever spot you want. Linebacker, we could be needing a replacement there. Wide receiver, we could be needing a replacement. We need a backup running back with Jacobs getting older. We need a backup quarterback somewhere. Yeah, depth at state. Everywhere. The biggest holes are larger and the depth is worse. So I don't know.
It sucks. It really does, because you go out and you trade for Micah Parsons, and I mentioned that, like, you get Parsons, you get McKinney, you get Josh Jacobs, you get these guys. These, I would say, 3 game changers over the last couple of years to really push your chips all in. You're not mad at that, right? You're never mad at a team going for a championship. No. But again, to that Bucs thing, when you trade for a Damian Lillard, you trade for these guys, and then just the worst, horrible, catastrophic injury happens, then you're fucked for the next 5 years. And I don't want to say that's what the Packers are at, but it feels like they took the first step up the staircase of that.
Well,
yeah,
and here's where it gets really interesting. You really learn how good or bad your GM is in these scenarios. Like, what wasn't it just like 5 years ago? Not even. We said, holy shit, the Rams have no future. They threw it all in to win the Super Bowl. And guess what? They're already fucking Super Bowl favorites again. They went from nothing to everything. That's what good GMs do. Can Gutekunst do that when he struggles with drafting picks and he now doesn't have 2 firsts? Remains to be seen.
I love that we get to have this conversation, and many people are having similar conversations, not as critical as of Gutekunst as they should be. But on the same day that J.J. Watt reminds everybody on the Pat McAfee show that he wanted to be a Packer, and people are surprised at this news. This has been very public already, like the dollar amount and everything. I've talked about it. Like, he wanted to be a Packer. He said on the show, he said $5 million would have got it done. He also said 2 or 4 is what he initially pitched. I believe I wrote 3 to 4 at the time because that's what I heard. And then he signed for 15 in Arizona because Green Bay wouldn't make him an offer. That was the year where we paid Dean Lowry essentially the same amount of money. The Packers went 13-4, exited playoffs first round to the 49ers, close game. We could have had Preston Smith, Zadarius Smith, J.J. Watt, and then one other pass rusher there. Rashawn Gary. And Kenny Clark in the middle. Like, that would have been a pretty fun team. That would have been pretty nice.
We had a better secondary at that time, too.
We had a good team. Yeah, like we had a pretty good team. Obviously, Rodgers covered up a lot of issues on the offensive line especially as well. But I mean, this is this is the time exactly. I mean, we've talked about it during it. Gutekunst was trying to push Rodgers out. He needed the team to fail so he could push Rodgers out. So I wonder why J.J. Watt didn't come back when he was essentially saying, "Please sign me." But this is all Gutekunst, man. And even with J.J. Watt, that clip going viral today, people still are like, "Man, Packers, huh?" like, can we talk about Brian Gutekunst? Can we say his name out loud? Is it because most people can't pronounce it? Are people intimidated by the spelling? I don't understand what's going on. Like, we can be critical of this guy. It's fine. We can do that.
Well, and I understand you can say this about any GM, right? So I'm not saying this is a catch-all be-all, but like, take out Jordan Love. What does this team look like? Like, take out that pick, you know? And I bring that up to say, like, there are a lot of Bucs fans, and Luke will get this, that are like, hey, I trust in Horst. Can we name one draft pick Horst has made that has been good outside of Giannis? And I don't even know if he was around to make that one. Like,
are you calling Jordan Love the good draft pick?
I'm just saying a lot of Packer fans are probably looking at Gutekunst saying he brought us Jordan Love, right? He brought us that, and that's what gives him the goodwill. And I'm saying if you take out one draft pick and his goodwill is all gone, I don't think he's a very good GM. Like, I'm not saying you have to hit on every pick, but if Jordan Love is the reason why you like him and that's it because he got you Jordan Love, that's problematic.
I believe the stat was that, not that this has anything to do with what you just said, but it came into my head, that the stat is the last Bucs first-round pick to get a second contract was Giannis. So to that point about drafting, whatever. But yes, Trevor, I know what you're saying, right? The Packers are a really interesting team, right? No matter what you are, no matter who you are, you're going to get credit because you are in a power position of the Packers, just because they're one of the most iconic franchises in sports history, right? All this. And I think, Trevor, to your point about, it feels like people just freely give Brian Gutekunst credit and you can't criticize him. And I guess this kind of brings in Zach's point. I think that kind of goes with Jordan Love too, right? We get to a point where it's like, Jordan, like, you watch Jordan Love, he's incredible. Too many people are discrediting him. Why is everyone, clowning him and being... You're the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, which might be the most prestigious position in football. Like, you need to be a perfect quarterback in order to stay away from this criticism. Rodgers got criticized. Favre got criticized at the same, at the same magnitude that Love did. The issue, right, is you're living up to that hype. Favre is what? A 3-time MVP with the Packers. Rodgers a 4-time MVP with the Packers. Jordan Love is a 1-time Pro Bowler with the Packers through 3 years. 6 years on the team, what accolades he's had, and he's been fine. Won 2 playoff games. Like, the Packers are held to a high standard. So, to your point, Zach, criticism is very, very well deserved. And if they do well, give them their flowers. But you can't give them flowers just because they're a prestigious team.
Snoop Huntley is a Pro Bowl, for goodness sake. So
is Gardner Minshew.
Dirk Sanders is like going to get a Pro Bowl this year. They're off votes.
Yeah, true. Raheem Mostert is pitching pretty hard to get a Pro Bowl spot too, which is insane.
28 yards this year.
Yeah, it's good for him, I guess. I like him, but boy. I fully agree. I still am of the opinion that Jordan Love is more... I think he's more Tua Tagovailoa than he is Jared Goff, and how I feel about Jared Goff. Like, I think Jared Goff fucking stinks. And Tua, I think, is the devil and gets everything that's coming to him now, which is great.
That kind of popped in my head. You guys agree with that the quarterback of the Packers is the most prestigious position in football?
No. Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. We're in an echo chamber. So in Green Bay, for sure. You can do no... that's not true. I was going to say you can do no wrong. That's not true because people hate Aaron Rodgers. And that's the only reason why Jordan Love is given grace. Yeah. It's not for any reason other than the media, Packers and National, did such a good job at turning Aaron Rodgers into the devil that it's like, hey, at least we don't got that guy anymore, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, things will start to work backwards a little bit if Rodgers somehow goes on a run and wins a Super Bowl, because people then will start to be like, oh, man, how did he do that? Like, all of a sudden, people will wake up a little bit to that. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, I
it would be fun.
It'd be very fun. But yeah, if Aaron Rodgers wins a Super Bowl, I mean, Packer fans will be very pissed off. Like, there will be way more pissed off people than people just being happy for him. But then a few more years of just being shitty, stuff like that. Jordan Love's down the packing order, man. Like, Matt LaFleur is head honcho. He's got a bullseye on his head.
Rightfully so, as a coach, right?
Sure. I think you can only do so much, especially as coach of the Green Bay Packers, who is his job is directly a result of the general manager, but the general manager is not his boss. He does not answer the general manager, but the general manager tells him what to do. Works good. Great system. Which might change supposedly with what Ed Policy might do this offseason. But regardless, Matt LaFleur deserves plenty of criticism. He's given plenty of criticism. I think he's gotten some that he doesn't deserve. I think he deserves more that he hasn't gotten. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Gutekunst might be next in line. Like, people might start to put a target on his head. It just, LaFleur is soaking up every bullet. Rich Bisaccia's soaking up a million bullets. He was thrown to the fire this week, and I don't remember what he did during the game to deserve it. Please tell me. I honestly don't remember. Was the special teams the reason we lost?
They showed him once with his head down. I remember that.
Like, I was reading today, people are really mad at Rich Bisaccia. I honestly, it's not even me being stubborn. I don't know. I don't understand. But I don't know. We're getting into finger pointing season because things aren't going to end well for the Packers, right? I can only assume that we are all saying that. Something or someone has to be the scapegoat, and the Packers were given it on a silver platter with Micah Parsons going down. Like, we get another year of, hey, injuries, man. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily wrong, but it's also not necessarily right either. It's just Micah Parsons covering up even more hurt, regardless if he's on the field or off the field. He's helping a lot of people out. But yeah, that free agency list is going to be hard to overcome for next year.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. Do you guys think that we'll just say recent memory, whatever that means to you, do you think that Christian McCaffrey is the best player to catch a pass from a Heisman Trophy winner?
I mean, maybe, yeah.
It's a very specific question.
Not to derail the show, but I was watching something on YouTube where they're naming guys who caught passes from Heisman Trophy winners, right? Like the other ones would be Jamar Chase. You would throw in there. I mean, Jameson, really, like Mike Evans, maybe.
I guess, yeah. And then Baker's throwing to the same people.
Derrick Henry, catching passes from Lamar, is probably up there.
Not many though.
Right. Telling me.
Catching many. I guess.
Yeah, probably Christian McCaffrey.
It's not Mark Andrews. I'll tell you that much. Congrats on the extension, though.
He's a player who caught passes from Heisman Trophy winners in college and in the NFL. Interesting.
True.
Tidbit.
So maybe that's why you got paid extra money. Who knows? Yeah. Anything else to say about this game before we quickly transition to injury report, Chicago matchup, and then probably get out of here?
The Broncos are a good team.
Yeah, for sure. Like, again, no shame in losing to the Broncos. The way it happened, don't love, but regardless, no shame in losing. The issue is there's nothing great about winning, nothing great about losing. Let's just get out of there healthy, and boy, did that not happen.
Yep. Broncos are a really good team that's going to be really good for like next 3 to 5 years.
More. The issue with Sean, the Broncos are paying $35 million to Russell Wilson this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right.
They're scary, man. The issue with playing Sean Payton late in the year too, and it was the issue that his division always runs into. He exposes so much on defense, and that's like.
You know what's great about Sean Payton too? Is he's developed the scumbag moniker, which I like scumbag coaches.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
it stems from like paying players to go out and just like try to kill other players. But I feel like every time someone gets hurt now, it's like, oh, Sean Payton up to his tricks again.
Also, there's
probably
very few coaches are called scumbags as losers. Like,
right, correct.
Pretty much, you got to be a winner to be a scumbag. So that says something in itself.
Yeah, scumbag is a title of honor.
That's true. He is an asshole though.
Like, oh yeah.
He's a great ball coach though. But yeah, so now Sean Payton put on film just ways to embarrass the Packers essentially. And now we head into the final 3 weeks. I mean, we know Ben Johnson's going to be keyed into that. We know John Harbaugh is, and then
Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell is. Yeah, I mean, he knows exactly what to do. It just depends on if he can put a plan in place for his quarterback to run at this point.
And then when you have to go to Philadelphia, Sirianni's going to do it in the playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs. I mean, you're fucked. At this point, you're screwed. It is what it is.
Foles is going to do it when we have to go to Tampa if we get the 5 seed.
Or Carolina.
Carolina's not going to do us.
We'll see. They probably won't, but they're very well coached.
Unbelievable that Tampa Bay is still leading that division, by the way.
Yes, that's disgusting.
Unbelievable. How many teams do you think win that division that's not in that division right now? Probably 25 other teams in the NFL.
Yes, easy. Yeah. I mean, it's such an easy division, and then you got the Saints fucking around and ruining their future by winning games. Like, nothing is good in that division except for I respect Carolina.
Right.
So I would like to see them go, but we'll see.
It reminds me of that 2010 NFC West where the Seahawks got a home playoff game going 7-9. Yeah. It was like, can somebody just fucking win the division?
They won a playoff game too.
Yeah.
Those two play each other this week though. So theoretically somebody has to win and somebody has to lose, but we'll see. Guaranteed overtime, probably.
I hope it's a tie.
Same.
That would be so gross. I'd be upset. Okay, Packers-Bears week. Let's get into the injury report quickly because it's a long one. Lots going on. Talking about players who did not practice today, as in Wednesday. We got Josh Jacobs with a knee and ankle injury.
Good.
We got Marshawn Lloyd with a calf and hamstring injury. We got Micah Parsons, obviously. We got Jaden Reed, personal matter. We have Zach Tom with a back and an ankle, or a back and a knee. We got Josh Weil concussed. We have Evan Williams with a knee injury. And that's it. But just to add a little bit more context, Marshawn Lloyd somehow got hurt again last week. He's done for the season.
I mean, we're talking about, before the show, we're talking about if Will Chamberlain's 100-point game existed, like Marshawn Lloyd does not exist.
No.
We don't need him on the team. Just stop trying to make it a thing. I don't care how good he may be.
At this point, I mean, he's not going to be taking up our active roster spot, so whatever. It sucks because he's so good, but I don't know. You got to change something. Like, let's. I don't know what it is, but we need to figure something out there. Evan Williams, to Luke's point earlier, no one really even knew that he got hurt because it was the same place as Micah Parsons. He talked about a water boy came out and he was wondering where the rest of the coaches were, and because no one paid attention to him. Sprained MCL, I believe, was the actual injury. They're listing him as day-to-day. Feels unlikely he would play, but we shall see. Josh Jacobs apparently re-hurt his knee during the game. Matt LaFleur wanted to take him out and then was bullied by Josh Jacobs to keep going. And then Jacobs had a great game. But re-injuring the knee, not good. And if that got worse because, he overrode his coach,
tough.
Bigger disaster. Like, it would be the best player on offense and defense down. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, just know where you are. Like, I don't know. Again, it's a non-divisional game. If this was against the Bears,
you play.
Fine. Right, yeah. Push through it. Can you play? Cool. Broncos, it does not matter, but whatever. Other ones there, Zach Tom, like I said, hurt his knee during the game, right knee, so it's a lot better than left knee, at least in terms of where he plays. It sounds like, and this should tell us exactly where we are in the Packers season, it sounds like they're going to try to put Jordan Morgan at right tackle.
Didn't we talk about this like on week 3?
About what?
Zach Tom trying to play and he's not going to play, so let's try Jordan Morgan at right tackle.
Yeah, we did.
And then we do the song.
Never played there though.
Yeah, we do the song and dance where Zach Tom like, oh no, he's actually playing this week, and he gets hurt like 2 plays into the game, and Jordan Morgan comes in anyways. Like we did this already.
Right. The issue is, I mean, we tried Belton there. He can't move, so we moved him to guard. Kennard's banged up, so it depends on if Kennard can play. Maybe Kennard plays right tackle. Jordan Morgan, Gutekunst just wants to prove everybody right. He can't play anywhere, so I don't know why we would put him at right tackle. He would pretty much definitely match up against Montez Sweat a bunch, and that's not good. I mean, what we would do is we would put the tight end right there and just have to chip the entire game. But yeah, so offensive line is screwed. And then, I mean, we gotta get. I don't know.
We do this all the time. Like the Packers have the offensive line of the fucking New Orleans Saints every year, and nobody ever seems to have a problem with it.
It's, I mean, we just don't build it well. Like there's ways, like the mixing and matching of players in terms of where they can play, how their skill sets, worst case scenario. Like Packers just feel like if we have 5 Swiss Army knives, then we're ready for anything. And that just doesn't work that way. You got to have tackles. You have to have guards. We don't have any tackles except for Rasheed Walker.
We put one of our best offensive linemen at fucking center.
I hate to keep saying this, but I feel like it rings true every time. Like, just get good players on your team and put them in the spots that they're good at. Like, again, I'll go back to Denver, how they're building this team. Denver just drafted incredible offensive linemen. They signed offensive linemen that play incredible at their one spot and just paid them all over the last 2 offseasons. Like, what? How do you not look at them like, you know what? That's a really good idea.
Carolina Panthers are doing the exact same thing. Look at how they're going.
Bears did it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that difficult.
Has made 20 years doing this.
Yeah. 49ers have been dominant. You know, obviously, everyone the Packers run into, right, to end their season, it's because of that, exactly. And also my hit rate on offensive linemen is damn near 100%. So sign me, hire me, because, I mean, we talked about Jordan Morgan day of. We talked about all these people the Packers continue to spend high draft. Belton, I think I graded him an F because I'm like, what are we doing? What is this? Like, we don't need to be the smartest people in the room. Just take the obvious pick. Let's go get good players, please. That's all we need.
Yeah, boy. When we were screaming, hey, can we get a cornerback in the draft? Boy, still sure would have been nice to have taken a fucking good cornerback and just waited for Belton in the 3rd round if you really liked them.
Yeah. I don't know. We love to try to be the smartest person in the room. And unfortunately, we don't have the coaches to make that necessarily happen right now. So is what it is. One player I did not mention, because he did practice today, is Christian Watson. I thought Christian Watson died on the field. People aren't talking about how that Jordan Love interception obviously led to a chain of events that caused the losing of the game, the injuries of multiple players. Terrible interception, first play of the drive, so unneeded. But then Christian Watson dove. Looked like he could have potentially sprained an AC joint or broke a collarbone with the way he landed. Looked bad. And then his dad tweeted immediately that he's fine. He went to the hospital. He's fully good to go. He's fully good to play.
You can't go to the hospital and be perfectly fine after.
That's why I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm never going to say a good word about him again. He's such a fucking loser.
Someone was...
And people are saying, oh, he might be injury prone, but he's so tough for playing through these injuries. He's not.
I saw the
he's not playing through the injuries.
I saw the take going around that Pat Surtain is the reason that Christian Watson got hurt.
For what? Played too good?
Right. So that was like one of the on the NFL. Like the NFL, you don't get a lot of. I guess you kind of do get one-on-one situations, but it's not like basketball where it's like magnified, right? But this was like a one-on-one. Go make a play, and Pat Surtain just dunked all over Christian Watson. Then Christian Watson gets hurt getting up while Pat Surtain's dancing. That was a bad look, man.
Well,
it wasn't great.
Well, and on top of physical toughness, mentally he's a little bitch too. He dropped the first pass in his rookie season on a Hail Mary from Rodgers, became pouty, and then basically didn't play the rest of the fucking season. Like, he was probably part of the people that wanted Rodgers out because, I don't like the way he runs a team. And then he fucking plays like this. Like, dude, you're making millions of dollars. You play on the Green Bay Packers. Have some fucking pride, man.
That is not alleged, by the way. That is for sure.
Yeah, a little bit less to the magnitude of that. And I know injuries have kind of, injuries and inconsistent play from Matthew Golden this year have kind of limited what the Packers can really do with him or how he can really be. I mean, I think it was against Arizona where Matthew Golden had a 80-yard touchdown and he stepped out of bounds. You think his whole season is different if he brings that 80 yard to the house?
Yeah, that Cleveland game.
Yeah, or Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he goes out there and balls. I don't think he's the greatest receiver of all time, but I feel like the confidence of his coaching staff fully changes. Like,
for sure,
we need to just use him. Please, let's just use him.
Just throw. We talk about this all the time. Get your best players the fucking ball. How hard is that? Like, if you have Puka Nacua, you're just gonna give him the ball as many times as you want. Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm not saying he's on their level, but Jesus Christ, just get him the ball and let him work.
That brings up an interesting conversation. Where I think, when we talk about a guy like Jordan Love, I'll say, and I guess Aaron Rodgers to somewhat of a degree, but not necessarily as much as Jordan Love, but people love that he spreads the ball around. Everyone on the team gets 4 catches. You can't really plan for anyone. And then you've got guys like Matt Stafford or Ben Roethlisberger who just throw 20 targets at Puka, at Cooper Kupp, at Antonio Brown. It's an interesting dynamic of quarterback play, and it seems like one works out a lot better than the other. Now, it's probably because, you have a better quarterback throwing to better receivers. But as far as I've seen, like, to your point, Trevor, to my point, to everyone's point, like, let's just give the ball to our best fucking player.
When Rodgers did that with Devontae.
Right.
Like, and Stafford does it with Devontae too at the 1 yard line. Zach, you talked about it. Just throw him a fade. It's more successful than running it up the gut. He's going to catch it every time.
Well, it's a confidence thing of the entire offense. You have to have a layup when you need a layup.
Right.
I mean, Rodgers to Devontae on third down, to Stafford to Devontae on third down, whatever it is. It's both having the confidence to be able to do that, having this easy timing, close your eyes, they can do it. But it's also just getting in a rhythm. Like a receiver sets up a cornerback, you get in a rhythm, you get to do all this. When it's like, I'll throw you 3 passes on the first drive in the first quarter and I'll come back to you in the fourth quarter. No one's in a rhythm. There's no consistency. It's just a sporadic offense, and that's kind of what the Packers are. Like the Packers, how many times have the Packers started out hot and then it's like, okay, we'll check back in the fourth quarter and hopefully we make a play to win the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Luckily, we've had the closer on our defense to essentially end games this year, but now we don't really have that. So pressure's on Jordan Love, man. Pressure's really on him these last 3 games, and he's either going to sink or he's going to swim because he does not have the defense to lean on anymore. The defense will be fine. They're just not going to pitch shutouts anymore. Now it's not like get to 17, you're going to win the game. Now you got to get to 23, 24.
It's crazy. We had a quarterback who, and this play always sticks out to me, but 3rd and 6 against Seattle in that playoff game at home, he just throws a lob over the head perfectly to Devontae for 23 yards. And we got rid of that for a guy who's we're like, well, he only has 3 bad passes a game, interceptions worthy. We'll be fine. Talk about a downgrade, man. That was so fucking fun when everybody in the stadium knows who the ball is going to, and it does not matter.
No, it's unstoppable. I mean, that's what the Packers wasted, unfortunately. I feel like I'm getting gaslit from the rest of the league, though, because everyone's talking about how Jordan Love's played himself into MVP conversation and stuff. I don't understand it. Like, he's much better this year than he was last year. I think he's getting better. But every game he has these passes where it's like, is he bored? I don't understand what he's doing. He fully regresses, at a drop of a hat. He fully forgets anything he's ever done in his entire life. It's really weird. And it's really just feeling for Matt LaFleur, because it's not like LaFleur is coaching him to do this, man. It just makes him a really uncoachable player. And that's really tough to do.
And that could come back to him never being high, never being low. I understand. I want consistency. I want a quarterback who, okay, not this much, but is like Diego Pavi and is like, fuck you, I'm throwing this through your chest, or I'm going to be me. I don't want a guy who's just even keel, can do whatever at any situation. You don't know if it's bad or good.
I want a leader. And that's not who it is.
Can we not have a quarterback called Pookie? Can we just start the bar there?
I want a psychopath.
I mean, yeah, same. I mean, it goes back to I think he's more Tua than he is anybody. You need to have a leader, an alpha, just a leader of men, someone who can calm everybody down and just take charge and amp people. Like, we just don't got that, man. We got someone who gets tickled on TikTok. I don't know what's going on. So I don't know. I would love to speed up this era of the Green Bay Packers a little bit, because it's not like I have any confidence anything changes next year, but never know. Maybe the Packers backup could come in after Jordan Love gets hurt. That's what we're hoping for, baby. That's what I'm hoping for. I won't put that in anybody else's mouth, but it is what it is. Okay, so Bears.
The Bears. This will be quick.
Yeah. Luther Burden and Roma Dunze are both not practicing. Decent chance neither plays. So as injured as the Packers are, the Bears could be missing two of their top three wide receivers, which would be a good thing. Their offensive line still healthy. I expect a heavy run dose, obviously. You know, Packers don't have Devontae Wyatt and stuff like that. They no longer have Micah Parsons. They will be taking it to the Green Bay Packers in this game, especially in a colder game, a windy game, probably in Chicago. So we know what the Bears are going to do offensively. Defensively, the Bears are still not very good. So there will be plenty of chances for the Packers to score regardless of the offensive line issues, as long as Jordan Love gets the ball out quick, because I do think the Bears will be able to put pressure on him. But in terms of everything else, we'll see if Josh Jacobs can be healthy. We can see if they can get into a rhythm. Emmanuel Wilson's a little bit banged up as well. So I don't know, man. Like, it's going to be a close game. Divisional games always are. A second divisional game is even closer. Usually it's even less lower scoring. This game opened as Packers 3-point favorites. It has gone down to the Packers being 1.5-point favorites. The over-under is 46.5. Do we have anything else to say before we just give our picks for this game?
Do you guys feel a little left out last week? Like when we talk about the Packers, like you say the team in Green Bay Packers, and the first thing you think is, oh, cold weather. Like, there's so many cold weather snow games, and Packers had a 60-degree game. That kind of, that was odd. Not odd, but I feel a little left out of that.
It is weird. People in T-shirts at the game.
Yeah,
it felt weird.
Mine isn't weather related, but according to it's just a playoff status website I use a lot. It's decent. Current standings, the Packers have a 6% chance to miss the playoffs. If they lose, it goes down to 10. Like, this game really does not hold much of any significance outside of the division. So
I'll do you one better. Just go to flurrysports.org and look at the playoff odds article there. I have it all.
Everything you need to know. All the scenarios.
Yep. Easy peasy. Packers need 2 wins to clinch the playoffs. Otherwise, they just need the Lions to lose to. So, good to go. I'm going to
go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, I'm going to go Packers win this game because the Bears suck.
Yeah.
46.5 on paper. Everything is pointing to that happening. I think the offenses can score, but usually when divisional teams match up again for the second time, it usually goes under that. I just think they know each other too well. So I will say it goes under, but I do think the Packers win just because Caleb Williams is going to throw the game away. I'll go Packers win 20-17. Why not? Maybe it's a missed field goal at the end or something.
So you said they opened at 3-point favorites, over under 40. So they're saying what? Packers 23, Bears 20. To your point, a divisional game, second time around. Star players are out of this game for both teams. This is 17-14. Like, this is and maybe of course Micah Parsons being out sucks in this game, but I mean, you're not getting any pressure with anyone else on this team. Caleb Williams is at his best, right, when he's playing bullshit football. Like, you make him throw it in the pocket, just put contain on the entire game, and maybe this defense plays a little bit better than people think that they will.
Agreed.
I'll go 21-20 Packers. We'll make it a sweep. Like, to your point, Caleb loves playing bullshit football, and last week, for as bad as he was in the first half,
no, Caleb Williams is. Caleb loves playing good basketball right now.
Oh, Caleb Williams, yeah. As bad as he was in the first half, he made some throws that he has not made in years. in that second half that kept them alive. He's not going to make that shit again. And like I said, Bears fans are awful. The fans that are going to be there are trash. If they don't immediately get up on the Packers, they scurry up into little balls and start booing and being little bitches. It's going to happen again. History repeats itself.
It's weird that 3 of the quarterbacks in the NFC North are all the same player. And then the other one is Jared Goff.
Yep.
They all can make every throw. It's just none of them none of them have any consistency. None of them are really that coachable. I will say McCarthy is at least, I feel like, a football guy. I don't think the other 2 are. The whole 9 thing is fun from the outside. I don't know. I'm a JJ McCarthy guy still. But regardless, is this the worst division for quarterbacks? Or no? Or is it the NFC South?
No, it's the South. But McCarthy got me back with his dancing into the end zone with how bad he's been. That was a very funny moment.
I mean, so let's just put McCarthy, Jordan Love, and Caleb Williams all on one level, regardless if that's fair or not. How many quarterbacks in the NFC South are better than that level, though?
1.
Baker.
Just Baker, you think?
Yeah, because I have that sick thing where I like seeing Bryce Young just get his head taken off. So I think that he's worse.
I think Penix is same.
Yeah.
I think Kirk Cousins
at this point is probably really at this point I'd say he's slightly better if not the same.
Kirk's slinging right now.
I think he's better, but he has to play a certain brand of football. And then Tyler Shuck, I think, is right there too. I don't think he's worse. He's playing good football.
Yeah, I don't think AFC South has great quarterbacks.
No, not right now.
I don't know. I think Daniel Jones before he was hurt, was playing better than all 3 of them.
For sure.
CJ Stroud's better than all 3 of them. Trevor Lawrence, I don't think is any good, but I think he's better than all 3 of them. Who's the other team?
I think Cam Ward's okay, actually.
I don't think we have enough information on
Cam Ward. Is a 4th round pick in this year's draft.
He'll pull some crazy plays out of his ass, and then the receivers will just drop a pass in their hands. It's crazy.
I think he was overdrafted, but I don't think you can make any judgments of him as a football player on this team right now.
I don't disagree with that.
But is he? I mean, we said it during the draft process too. Titans said they're going to draft a generational talent, and I think we all agreed. We're like, okay, so it's for sure not Cam Ward. So that it was Cam Ward. So,
you drafted Mason Graham is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
it's probably Hunter, but maybe it's Mason Graham.
Right.
You know, maybe it's Genty. Who knows?
Right.
But no, it's Cam Ward. It was interesting.
Did you guys see on Twitter where he's a Hall of Fame voter and an AP voter. I don't know his name, but he was talking about the Jeffrey Simmons caught touchdown for the Titans. He's like, this would be funny week 1 or week 2, but week 15 or week 16, get this off my screen. I'm like, dude, fuck, we need more football people in media. I'm so fucking sick and tired of this guy, Joel Klatt, saying nobody likes Cinderella stories. Get the fuck out of here, man. Either like the sport or leave.
A lot of people have that opinion on the college football thing, though.
Oh, okay.
I disagree with it, but Gruden is of that opinion. A bunch of people, and I like Klatt, but yeah, I think you're saying no one would be happy to see Tulane win.
Yeah,
would
I would love Tulane to win. They beat USC with Caleb Williams. Also, March Madness is the best sporting event of the year. How are we calling it awful? What are we doing here, Joel?
March Madness is incredible. It's great when a 15 seed wins 1 game. It's bad when they win 2 games.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you're Florida Gulf Coast.
True. Well, I think there's no doubt that Tulane and JMU are both going to get boat raced at some point. But could Tulane win this first one and then get destroyed by Georgia? Sure. And isn't that fun to watch?
Yeah, didn't LSU notably hang almost 60 on Oklahoma? Didn't TCU lose 55-3? Let's not act like this is a new thing here.
Well, there's always a blowout, and we remember Indiana last year, people are like, see, Indiana's not for real. They're fucking terrible. Like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Now they're the number 1 overall seed. So
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, it's stupid. What's to say Tulane can't be that? What's to say JMU can't? They could recruit people. It's NIL. Just find someone rich and pay people.
College football has a nice thing going for it where, and I guess this probably comes to playoff time where there's only 12 playoff teams. Like when college basketball comes around, everyone's an expert all of a sudden on everyone knows exactly what, University of Illinois Chicago is going to do on every single possession that they have the ball. College football kind of is in a sweet spot where nobody, like the casual fan doesn't know Tulane, right? They don't know what they're going to do. They expect to get boat race, but if they win, hey, that's fun. So I think that's more fun about college football than college basketball.
I think the reason for that is there really isn't a college football fan that isn't watching NFL.
True.
When it's college basketball season, that's the only show in town.
Yeah.
People aren't watching NBA, like especially at that point in the season. Like maybe they go from March Madness to NBA for the playoffs or something. But like when it's March Madness, no one's doing anything else. Like we're glued in, right?
Yeah.
So,
to your point, Luke, like North Texas football, man, they're fun as fuck.
Yeah.
And you can tell who's an actual fan and who isn't by like everybody's like, North Texas, what are we doing? Like, dude, they're putting up some numbers on offense. And spoiler alert, Oklahoma State's going to get really good really quick. That coach is a dog.
He's good. Yeah, North Texas's freshmen are very, very good. They're very fun. I hope they stay. Anything else before we get out of here? Wisconsin started a new NIL thing. So if anyone wants to dive into that.
If the Bears lose this game, they cannot salvage this season without getting to the Super Bowl. I feel like that's a fair statement. I mean, just to say you wanted to take the North all these years,
Sure.
if you lose to the Packers twice, you have to at least get to the Super Bowl because the Packers can say, we didn't have all these guys. This is your year, right? Would that be a fair statement for you guys?
I think I don't disagree. I think you're probably a little bit more tuned in. I think you have a little bit more Bears fans than I would guess Zach and I do, just given where you live. So I'm guessing that's a little bit louder. But yeah, I don't disagree with that, right? I mean, that's every offseason. I'm going to say that's as every single time Caleb Williams puts on the Bears uniform. I think that's what the idea is going to be, that this team is a Super Bowl. I remind people of this all the time when we talk about the Bears. They opened Hard Knocks to Caleb Williams coming out being compared to Michael Jordan.
Right. I guess I don't know what the point, like in terms of to be able to talk their shit or to be able to like call it a successful season. I don't know what the stakes are.
I think both. I think for both they need to get to a Super Bowl.
I disagree. I think in terms of being able to talk shit to the division, they have to beat the Packers here. Like I even if they make the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. Like they still can't win the divisional games. But as long as they make the playoffs, like when's the last time that happened? They were actually getting taken seriously this year. So if they can be taken seriously and take a noticeable step in the right direction, I think it's a successful season. Like we were talking Ben Johnson, if he didn't start fast, like he's going to get booed and Bears are going to be a complete dumpster fire. They're not that, I think he's done a great job.
Right. If you're taking a step back and looking at everything through a vacuum, you're taking fanhood out of this, which you can't because sports is fans and people have biases and all this, right? But if you're taking a look at a vacuum, you've never heard of football before, but you know that the Bears have not been good. You look at the season like, this has been a pretty successful season for the Bears. But to be honest, anything more than 3 wins would have been a successful season for the Bears. So I don't know that it's a high target. But
the Bears are set up in a way where, like, I don't think they need to make a Super Bowl, but next year they got to go.
Correct. It feels very much like Green Bay 3 years ago.
Right. Especially after paying offensive linemen and stuff like that. That shortens your window. So you paid offensive linemen big bucks and you have a rookie quarterback deal. Like you got to take advantage of this window right now. So it's like the interesting thing will be, will the Bears lose down the stretch because of Caleb Williams? And if they do, what do they do next year, this offseason to have the backup plan in place? Because they can't have another season where it's like it's all dependent on him. They won't be able to do that. So do they bring in Mariota? Do they bring in Jameis Winston? Do they bring in somebody like that? They're going to have a backup plan. Willis, for sure. Like they'll have somebody.
You guys saw McCarthy calling Caleb Williams Caleb?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty funny.
McCarthy's been lights out.
The more I see him, I'm like, yeah, this guy's actually. I love this guy.
He's so fucking funny.
He's
so good.
I think the stink of him is kind of worn off at least for me.
Me too. 100% me too. When he was coach, I hated him.
Yeah.
Like this, because he was bad. Like there's no way around it. He was so bad. But man, now I'm like, you know what? Give him the Titans. Why not? Let's see what he can do.
Right.
I would love to see Split Flap 10 times a game again.
Yeah.
The watermelon smashing bit is always an all-time story.
Yeah.
The more we hear Rodgers into a microphone, the more we hear McCarthy into a microphone. Like, man, if we could have had like a Hard Knocks thing. Those two. It had to have been AJ Hawk's there, Clay Matthews is there. That had to have been a hilarious football team.
Yeah.
Like it's no wonder they're so close still. It's crazy.
Jair was there. Yeah.
It's such good shit. John Kuhn. Okay. Well, Bears week. We'll come back next week celebrating a win. What's final thought, Luke?
Yeah, I got one more question for you guys.
Okay.
Do you guys think that there's more Kleenex, like tissues in the world, or spiders?
Now,
spiders, for sure.
Well, first of all, are we talking about just Kleenex,
no,
like
all
the name brand, or
tissues.
just tissues? Okay.
Tissues.
Definitely spiders.
Yeah, agreed.
Which scares me.
Yeah.
I killed a spider with a tissue the other day, or a couple minutes before the show. I'm like, this is probably spider.
Okay. I mean, that's neutral. Eye for an eye. Just that's a neutral deficit then.
Now, toilet paper squares is an interesting question. I think toilet paper squares might have that one.
Do you think that there's more toilet paper squares or hats in the world?
Squares, for sure. Think how many squares are in one roll, man.
But think how many hats are out there.
A lot of places are going to bidets.
Right.
And a lot of people wearing hats use bidets. So that takes that number down.
As long as America doesn't use bidets, I got my money on toilet paper all day long.
You guys ever been in a house with a urinal?
No.
Yes,
but
I've seen them. It's disgusting.
When I was younger, I'm like, I'm for sure doing that. Now I'm an adult, like that would be terrible. That would
it's
be
trash.
You think so? Okay, so I think I know your answer. Then that's like a poor person move, not a rich person move.
No, it's a rich person thing.
Is it?
I think it's just a stupid person thing. Like I feel like anyone who's done that regrets it though.
Yes. So for my job, I'm a property appraiser. I go through all new construction. So when people build houses and stuff, I see it. I have seen 2 urinals in
what kind of
city
urinal
that I work in. They're just regular urinals you'd find, and they're new construction on like $1 million houses. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Are they the kind that it stops at your knees or goes all the way to the floor?
Stops at your knees.
Because I think that it's like the ones that go to the floor is kind of trashier.
It is, but they're all awful.
Yeah.
And
are they at least putting it in like a gym, like a home gym or something?
No, or just in the bathroom.
It was in the bathroom on the opposite wall of the toilet, but like not even centered. So you walk in, there's the vanity to the right, the toilet behind it, the shower, and then on the blank left wall, there's nothing but a fucking urinal right in the middle of the wall, and it is the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's kind of funny.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It took a lot in me to not make a comment, but I was like, dude, there's no way you're like, what did you give to your wife to let her put that in here?
I feel like she did not know until it was built.
I feel like a urinal plays in like if you have like a man cave shed.
That's the only time.
For sure.
Yeah.
It has to be in the basement for sure.
Yeah, even still.
I do.
Just go to like the stadium trough thing. I feel like that's better.
Yeah.
Like hose that thing down or something.
Just use the bathtub.
Because you got to buy like cakes for that and the splash guard. Like this is just costing you money.
And you're like, you gotta mop your bathroom then a bunch after that. Yeah,
and the guy had black tile, so you can see the splatter on the ground. I was like, dude, come on.
Yeah. Black tile, gross. Where was that in Chicago? Was that Caleb Williams, you think?
No. It was in the boonies, like the dude's second house on the property, but he's got like 10 acres and it's $1 million single story house.
That guy gives zero fucks. Let him do whatever the hell he wants to do then.
Again, I like if it's not like your main source of, getting rid of your bodily waste, I think it's all right to use a urinal.
No. Well, not in your house. No.
Like if it's not, again, to your point, like if it's in your basement, if it's in like some kind of man cave, I think it's okay.
But what does it save you? It doesn't save you really anything.
Agreed.
You have to have a toilet there anyways. So what does it do?
It has to be a bathroom that no women are using.
This is a thought of someone who's only basically lived in the country for most of his life. But I feel like if your thought is, oh, I should put a urinal in,
just go outside.
Just pee outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
correct.
If you don't want to flush, that's the answer, I think. And even if you do live in the city, who cares? Make them fine you.
Also,
they won't do it. They'll warn you.
For somebody who works in the field, like making sure your plumbing goes to 2 different sides of your fucking bathroom, that costs a lot of money. So dude easily probably paid like $25,000 to have a urinal in his bathroom.
Those black tiles are probably like the heated ones too.
They are not. They are not.
No?
You could have spent the money on a urinal and fucking heated floors for your feet in the morning, but no, he had to have a place where he could stand and piss instead of a toilet. So
I don't mean to prolong the show any more than it needs to be, because it kind of feels like we're at the end of it here. But is like a heated driveway, that feels like it's kind of worth the investment, right?
Yes, if it's a good one, for sure.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't break, because then you got to take the whole concrete tile out. But for sure, because they have that at Eau Claire, right, on the sidewalks.
I think some of them they put it in. Yeah. Now here's a thought I had, and I was called a fucking moron, so I need to ask you guys.
Yes.
There was a big snowstorm coming a couple of weeks ago, like we all knew was going to happen. My thought was, because why make shoveling harder? What if we went and got a bunch of like bed sheets and put that on the ground before the snow came? Then you could just pull it off. Does that seem like a good idea?
It does work. There are videos of people doing that on their stairs for ice, and it works. It absolutely works.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they can't be more than like $2 at a store. Why don't we just go invest in a bunch of sheets?
Well,
or snowblower's not working. I feel like that's a cheaper fix.
Well, let me think. Would the water soak in, and then would snow get?
It's gonna be heavy.
It would probably make ice underneath, but then you can just salt the ice. So
don't matter. I mean,
or you could.
I could tie that to the Jeep and just drive. Like it'll pull it.
That's a better idea. Yes.
Or you can
one
just
huge
heat up
sheet,
the blankets, and it'll all melt. Yeah.
I can't. If I drive too fast, then it'll pull the sheet out, and then the snow will still be there, like you do with the tablecloth. That trick,
True. That would be funny, actually. So
that would fucking suck.
That's a move that I do all the time, where I don't brush off like the top of my car. I just get on the highway, just let it all blow off. That's an awesome feeling.
You are the asshole that drive by.
I am, and you know what makes it even worse? When I'm behind someone who does it, I'm so pissed off that why didn't you not brush the top of your car off?
Lazy, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It is kind of a cool, like, you driving, and all this snow all of a sudden comes all the way up through your windshield and behind. Yeah. Cool. Feels like you're cool. Star Wars or something.
But you're definitely the guy though that gets pissed at the semi driver in front of you for not getting up there and wiping it off, and then not being able to wipe off like a Corolla.
Yeah, a Jetta. But yeah,
I'll call out Jake Osmond. He did that. Like he showed up in Eau Claire driving from Menominee with snow on top of his car. He's 6'8".
Yeah.
Fucking brush your arm.
Just take your hand. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a car. It's not a truck. It's a car.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's at chest level. Just brush it off. Sneeze.
Here's the thing.
It'll come off.
If he said I didn't want to get my arm wet, you're a pussy. You're a pussy. You're the worst.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's our call out of him. We'll call out somebody else next week. We'll see if he listens and he can come defend himself. But this was Lombardi Sweep. We'll be back discussing another Saturday game next week. Again, back-to-back Saturdays. Saturday against the Bears, Saturday against Baltimore next week. And then week 18 TBD at the current moment.
I like Saturday games.
I think I do too.
Trevor, we had this conversation last week.
Yep. Little scummy. It's during the college football playoff, but hey.
Pop-Tart Bowl is during the Ravens game, I think. That's a problem.
That is maybe Pop-Tart Bowl. Maybe bring Pop-Tarts to this game too. Why not? Okay.